This is Quiet Echo, and I'm Dan Larson. I'll be your host for this episode. Chloe told you I would know what to do with this microphone. She gives me too much credit. But she gave you something yesterday. You should not forget a mother and a daughter and a pencil and a piece of notebook paper. 4 minutes. No screen. If you did not sit down with your child last night and write a name in cursive, you still have time. Do it tonight. Chloe was not wrong. Now, I want to talk about the table. Rebecca set 5 places Sunday night. We have done this for 23 years. Same table, same time, no exception short of illness or travel. Grace is in college now and calls in on the phone. We prop against the salt shaker. It is not the same as having her here, but she hears the prayer. She hears her mother ask her brother how practice went. She hears the forks and the pauses and the ordinary noise of people being a family in the same room at the same time. She stays on the line until we clear the plates. I tell you this not because our family is special. I tell you because what we do at 6 o'clock on a Sunday is becoming rare, and the people letting it go do not realize what they are losing. Only 30% of American families eat dinner together regularly. Harvard's Family Dinner Project published the number. 84% of parents say they wish they could eat together more often. The desire is there. The table is not. The Survey Center on American Life found a generational collapse. Among baby boomers, regular family dinners were the norm regardless of income or education. Among Gen Z adults, only 38% say their families ate together growing up. One generation. The table went from expected to exceptional. The reasons are the same ones you already know. Both parents work, schedules conflict, kids have practice and lessons in clubs. Somebody grabs fast food on the way home. Somebody eats at the counter scrolling a phone. Somebody microwaves a plate and disappears into a bedroom. The family is in the same house. The family is not in the same room. Children who eat dinner with their families 3 or more times a week show lower rates of depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and eating disorders, higher self-esteem, higher resilience. And here is the number I keep coming back to. 80% of teenagers say family dinner is the time they are most likely to talk to a parent. 80%. We assume they want to be left alone. They are waiting for us to sit down. A family therapist at Harvard said she could almost close her practice if more families ate dinner together. Communication, trust, the simple habit of being heard, all of it happens when people sit across from each other with no screens between them and nowhere to go for 30 minutes. I am a man of faith. I do not hide it, and I will not apologize for it. But I will tell you where faith lives before it ever reaches a church. It lives at the table. A child does not learn gratitude from a sermon. A child learns gratitude from watching his father bow his head before a meal and mean it. A child does not learn to listen from a classroom. A child learns to listen from a mother who asks about his day and waits for the answer. The table is where values pass from one generation to the next, not in speeches, in the silence between the passing of the bread and the clearing of the plates. This week, Cedar Valley has asked you to notice what is disappearing. George asked why opinion columns lost their purpose. Writers forgot to ask why they were writing. Lars asked why we stopped reading. We handed our thinking to whoever talks loudest. Chloe asked why our children cannot read their grandmother's handwriting. We cut the thread and did not notice. I am asking why the chair is empty. The answer is the same every time. We did not decide to stop. We drift. The schedule filled. The screens multiplied. The habit broke so quietly nobody heard it go. And now we wonder why the kids do not talk to us, why the teenager sits in his room, why the family feels like a group of people sharing an address instead of a life. I am not here to shame anyone. Single parents work double shifts. Some weeks break you before Wednesday, but the table matters more than the schedule. A meal does not need to be elaborate. It does not need to last an hour. It needs to exist. It needs to be the one part of the day when everybody stops, sits, and sees each other. Rebecca and I did not set the table every night because we had more time. We had the same chaos everyone has. We set the table because we decided the table was not negotiable. Everything else could flex. The table could not. Grace still calls in on Sundays. Nobody makes a 20-year-old call home for dinner. She calls because the table taught her something no lecture ever could. She belongs to these people. These people show up for her. And showing up is what love looks like when you take away the words. Set the table tonight. Call everybody in. Put the phones in a drawer. Ask one question and wait for the answer. It does not need to be Sunday. It does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be the chair where nobody sits alone. This is Dan Larson. Tomorrow Aisha Khalid has the microphone. She will ask the questions the rest of us forgot to ask. She always does. This podcast is part of the fictional Cedar Valley news series, written by Evan Swenson, publisher, publication consultants, and Claude Marshall, AI developmental editor. While the people in town are fictional, the national events they reflect on are real. Why do words matter? Because they change lives when someone reads them. Discover why purpose is the foundation of every sentence worth writing in The Power of Authors by Evan and Lois Swenson. Available on Amazon.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open.